Hello and welcome to the Comics Atlas. This is the series where we talk about the complete history of comic book characters. Today is Friday for Thor, and the mighty Asgardian packs a whole bunch of adventures ready for us to read. Let's jump on the Bifrost and get amused. We're going to continue doing what I did last week with the front part of these comics, just ranking the villains from lame to the lamest because they do the same bloody thing in trying to defeat Thor. If there's something actually important and relevant to mention here, I'll do it before summarizing the back part of the issues. So here we go. First, Skag the Giant and Surtur the Fire Demon. You know I love Surtur, and his origin last time around is really epic, but here he's treated like a nobody. Both villains are freed by Loki when Odin visits Earth. Balder the Brave notifies Thor, and the three Asgardians on the planet gear up for battle. Ultimately, Skag is returned to his prison and Surtur sent to another galaxy. A shame, Surtur isn't used properly. Second, the Tomorrow Man. Last time around he has forced Thor to do his bidding. They go to the future and Thor seems to be bad, but it's Thor and he only does as the villain says until he can defeat him without harming other people. He does, and Sarko is in prison in his time once again. Third, the Gray Gargoyle, a scientist who can transform himself, other people and things into stone for about an hour. He plans to take down Thor but is defeated by Donald Blake with a motorcycle and a projector. That's how much of an idiot he is. The only thing that happens is Jane telling Thor she loves him. Last, Cobra and Mr. Hyde. Just no. At least we see the Avengers, I guess. The kinda interesting villains shown this time were the Enchantress and the Executioner. Loki suggests to Odin that the only way to lure Thor back to Asgard is by seducing him with the beauty of the Enchantress, the hottest Asgardian around. She goes to Donald Blake with that intention, but immediately sees it's no use with Jane Foster owning the heart of the Doctor. Back in the Citadel, the evil woman looks for the Executioner and asks for his help in eliminating Foster. When the warrior reaches Earth, he sends Thor's beloved lady to Limbo and fights the blonde god in the streets of New York. Thinking fast, Thor offers his hammer in exchange for Jane's life, to which the Executioner agrees. At that moment, the Enchantress feels the betrayal and throws the Executioner into a tree. It's this infighting that defeats them when Thor hurls them back to Asgard, ending our review on the villains of this week. The Tales of Asgard bring us back to the boyhood of Thor and his quest for Odin's hammer. First, we see the god searching for the three mysterious fates. They tell him death is on the way to the hammer, thus the powerhouse feels he'll be doomed in the future. Returning to Asgard, he finds a proud warrior, Balder, suffering. A group of storm giants took her sister Sif away, Balder unable to rescue her. Very eagerly, Thor accepts the challenge and raises the hammer for the very first time without even realizing it. We learn that Ruga, the king of the giants, sold Sif to the goddess of death, Hela, in exchange for immortality. Our hero bargains his life for that of Balder's sister, but Hela, impressed by his commitment and soul, lets both escape. His next mission starts in the realm of the dwarves under King Sindri. The dwarf king delivers a magic boat able to fly to any place in the universe. It'll be useful as Thor makes his way to Myrmir. Now in the dangerous land, Thor fights a dragon and the boar god Gullin. Then he reaches his target. Odin had ordered him to deliver a branch of the mystical tree Yggdrasil. The branch is then plunged in the fountain which feeds the world's oceans. The fallen drops reach a pair of trees planted by Odin on Midgard, the Asgardian name for Earth, and a new race is born. It's the start of humanity. But that's a tale for another time, as we put our attention on Heimdall, the guardian of the Rainbow Bridge. After a giant attack, Odin decides the Bifrost needs a permanent sentry. Between a collection of three warriors, Heimdall must make his case against Odin. His ear is sharp enough to hear plants growing across the land, and his eyes can see through space and time. Predicting an upcoming invasion lands Heimdall his eternal responsibility as the sentinel of the Asgardian citadel. But it hasn't always been a perfect record for the warrior. We are told the one tale in which he failed. One day the king and queen of the storm giants think about a way to sneak past the all-seeing Heimdall. They decide to use one of the Bana, air creatures, to access the mythical realm. The sentry doesn't see the spy but feels a wrong presence. When he reports to Odin, the mighty father captures the invader and praises Heimdall's ability to sense danger rather than punish him. The next Asgardian we meet is Balder the Brave. He had already appeared before, but you know what I mean. Balder is called to the presence of Odin and asks for an explanation as to why he turned his back on a fight with giants. He explained he helped a bird back to his nest, but his leader isn't convinced. He orders the execution of Balder, causing a major uproar on his fellow gods. But Odin's will is final and the execution is to occur. Right when the arrow is shot, a hawk and a plant stop it from reaching the Brave. Odin reveals instead of killing him, he has gifted Balder with invincibility, as he has shown to be not only the bravest of them all, but also the gentlest. This may be a valuable trait for some but a menace to others. Those others include Loki, who is jealous of the favor the other god is gaining with his father. The god of mischief searches for the Norn Queen, so she can tell him the weakness of his new rival. It's mistletoe, and now Loki finds a way to destroy Balder. When he's about to give the finishing blow, it's the Norn Queen herself who protects Balder, rejecting the influence of the evil schemer. For now, brave Balder is safe. We are reading more personal stories in the Tales of Asgard. These are really important for Heimdall and Balder. The tales not only explain their origin and the source of their powers, but also the way they are perceived by Asgardian society and enemies. Heimdall is feared by outsiders and has the complete trust of Odin to protect the citadel, while Balder's force is remarkable enough to be acknowledged by Loki himself. Nice development, I hope they get into bigger fights in the future. The boyhood of Thor is a bit more complex. I feel the stories that include Hela and the lifting of the hammer should have been longer, as they are epic stories on their own right. This only shows the limitation of the format of Journey into Mystery at this time. Too much Jane Foster and villains, too little Asgardian goodness. Anyway guys, that's all for today. Don't forget to leave your like, share and subscribe down below. You can also check my other playlist on heroes such as Spider-Man and Daredevil. This is the Comics Atlas, and I wish you all a nice existence.